Okay, Neo, so my first thought in watching your warm-up is that she needs to be more forward, okay? She needs to be working harder, and she gets really crabby when she's not working very hard, right? Like she tried to kick the one horse, her ears are pinned, she looks miserable. That's because you haven't gotten her brain thinking yet, okay? You need to keep her interested in what you're doing. If you're kind of plodding along without much of a plan, she gets annoyed and bored. So we have to keep her interested. Now I know the ring was quite busy, so you didn't have as many options about circling and turning and mixing it up like that. But you can mix it up in different ways, right? You can still do transitions. You can do trot, walk, even on the rail as long as there's nobody behind you. And you can also do forward trot and short trot, right? Lengthened trot and shortened trot. So those would be some really simple exercises that would keep her thinking and listening to what you're asking for. Ellie, how come we're trotting there? Harley's worked really hard and he's all done, okay? He needs to be cooling down now. Okay, so my first thought is she's not working hard enough. And my second thought is you need to get more organized with the ring rules, okay? I know that you don't ride very often and the ring was really busy, but you need to know when you need to stay on the wall and when you need to stay in. Now here you're not leaving much room for that horse to come by you, right? So it would be, there's better. Basically, Neo, in a really simplistic way, what we're trying to do is not get kicked, okay? And it usually only takes getting kicked once to give more space, but I would prefer if none of you get kicked. Okay, I'll never forget I was teaching this little girl one time and she always would get too close to the other horses. And one day the horse in front of her kicked her pony really badly with both hind feet. And that little girl after that was always looking around the ring, figuring out where she needed to go, always having a plan, and it made her riding so much better. So luckily, no one was hurt except the pony getting a bit of a bruised shoulder. But man, oh man, did that ever make that little girl pay better attention to where she was going. So again, I don't want anyone to get kicked, but this is the reality. We've got all these animals in a small space together and they don't necessarily get along, right? We need to give them lots of opportunity to not feel crowded and feel like they're being attacked by the other horses. So where you're walking now is good, right? You are leaving room for the girl coming up over the pole, and there's room on the wall for another rider to go by you. So let's start, Neo, on the left rein. So I want you to turn around so you're on the left rein, and then we're gonna start only on the wall. This is kind of what I wanted to see in your warm-up. Okay, the ring is busy enough that on the left rein, you can use your space, you can go into your corners. Okay, so shorten up your reins. If you're going to the wall, you need to be trotting or cantering. Now, is she working hard yet? Big trot, big trot, big trot. Come on, kiddo. That's right, good. Good. Now I want you to feel her mouth with a little shorter rein. So put your hands closer to the blue part, almost in the blue. Good. Good corner, Neo. Your position looks lovely here, so we're going to work on her. This is a good working trot. That's the baseline. That's the starting point, okay? Now I want you to ask her to lengthen trot. Ready? Lengthen. Big trot. Stretch her out. Go, go, go. Big trot. Still use your corner though. Big trot. Big trot. Is that the biggest trot? There, good job. Don't let her eat anybody. Right? She started to lean off the wall and she was glaring at that other horse. Keep her listening. Now bring her back into your regular working trot. Good, nice, Neo, good job. Feel both sides of her mouth. And now lengthen trot. Big, powerful trot. There we go. Good job. Next time I want to see you deeper in that corner. Good, and I want to see the hands staying up above her neck so they're not touching down on her neck in between your posting steps. Good, now Neo, I want you to sit down and shorten her trot. Shorten her trot. Yeah, good for you. Good, you sit really well. Make the trot even smaller. Shorten the trot. Little half halt, slow down. Go as deep in the corner as you can. Good, can you feel your stirrup is slipping a little bit backwards there? I like where your hands are there though. They're staying nicely up off the neck. Good, now go posting and lengthen trot. Big, powerful trot. Go for more, big trot. That's the way. Good, and bring her back. And sit and shorten the trot. Yes, see now how she's listening to you. Go in your corner. What about the corner? So which leg, Neo, is going to help keep her on the wall right now? The inside, absolutely, okay? So she's tending to lean off the wall. Make sure your inside leg is keeping her on the wall. So next time around, Neo, you're going to make sure you go around the cones deeply into the corners. I liked that corner. That was good. Awesome. Now posting trot and lengthen. Good. I love that trot. Now sit twice for your posting diagonal. Ride her deep in the corner. Lengthen, lengthen. Deep in the corner. Inside leg working hard. Good. And shorten the trot. Go sitting. That's okay. That's the fine line we're playing with. Good, Neo. Now let's change direction. Avon, he's probably ready for you to jump off. Ellie, step. Okay, Neo, make sure you're posting with her outside shoulder. Good. And then be conscious of keeping your hands up above her neck. That's good that you're planning ahead. Perfect. Good timing of coming in to pass. Very good. Looking ahead, making sure you've got room. And lengthen the trot. That's okay, perfect. Now post and trot. Check in with that posting diagonal, Neo. Good. And big trot. She's just starting to fade there. Keep lengthening. Big trot, big trot. Good. Now bring her back into your regular working trot. Good. And circle there and show me some nice bend. So that you're looking, your inside leg is pushing her belly out. Circle again. She's looking the wrong way. So your inside fingers are going to need to play with that inside rein a little bit. There you go. Good. Circle again if it's crowded. Push forward. Don't let her get too slow on the circle, right? She needs to be working just as hard whether she's circling or going straight. Good. Now go straight and lengthen. Good, awesome. Nice big trot there. Okay, let's bring her back and give her a short walk break. Good, Neo. So come in off the rail and be watching where the other riders are going, right? Some of them are jumping or doing canter pulls. So we're going to do a little more trot work, Neo. What I want you to do now is every time you trot, before you post, you're going to look at the outside shoulder. You're going to try to match with the posting, and then if you're wrong, you'll see that you're wrong right away and you can fix it right away. So before your bum leaves the saddle, you're going to have already checked the outside shoulder and tried to match with it. Posting diagonals are one of those things that it's not a whole lot of fun thinking about, but it just has to be part of it, okay? Very important for the horse's balance, and as our exercises get more complicated and we start doing lateral work and different things, it's going to really make a big difference which posting diagonal you're on in terms of how coordinated she feels. Okay, so it really helps her for you to match with that outside leg. Okay, let's shorten your reins right up. So again, we're going to now practice every time you go to posting trot. You're going to sit the trot first, look at the shoulder, and then post and try to match. Does that make sense? Okay, ready and trot. Perfect. That makes me really happy, right? Because then the window of time in which you're fixing your posting diagonal is much shorter. Good. Okay, ready and walk. Now, just a note for you, next time you walk, I want you to sit and then ask, okay? Ready and trot. Good, perfect. Try to use your corners though. Imagine there's cones over there as well. Okay, now sitting trot. Yeah, just keep trotting, but do your sitting trot now. And posting trot. Look first. Good, and one more time. Sitting trot.
The lady with Cooper was trying to
shorten your reins a little bit. Elbows in front of your hips. And posting trot. So try to get in the habit of looking for your posting diagonal before you come out of the saddle. Let's try that again. Sitting trot. Look ahead, make sure it's safe for you to be on the wall. And posting trot. Perfect. See how quick your corrections get then. That's perfect. Okay, Neo, in your next corner, I want you to canter. Make sure she's looking to the inside of the ring. And canter. Good. Good job to use your corner there. Let's go back to trot. I like the heels down. I want to see your reins a little bit shorter, close to the blue, okay? Just a tiny bit of white in front of your hand. Slow down, slow down. That's not the trot we're after right now. Regular trot, good. Good, now think about asking her to look to the inside of the ring. Ask with your inside fingers now, good, good. And canter. Yes, kiddo, very nicely done. Well set up there. Good job, sir. Okay, good. Now circle and canter where you can. Look, turn your chest. Good job, Neo. Yeah. Make sure she's looking to the inside of the circle or the inside of the turn. And let's see your 2-point. Shorten your reins a little more for 2-point. So in 2-point, good. There should be no white in front of your hand. Good. Now glue your lower legs on her side. Good. Oh dear, what happened to the corner? I want you to be just as disciplined in the corners that don't have cones. Good there. Lower leg glued on. She doesn't even blink at the cat jumping up the wall anymore. Way better corner, Neo. Good. Now stretch up and T-R-O-T. Stretch up, sit in the saddle. Good job. Working trot, rhythm. There's one problem here, Neo. Actually, there's two problems. One is speed control. What's the other one? There we go. So let's do that again. Canter into the trot. You're going to sit, check your posting diagonal, and then post. Ready? Canter. Now 2 point. Now sit and trot. Perfect. That's the right sequence of steps I want to see. Really good, Neo. Okay, walk break. You get organized so much more quickly when you have that sequence of steps, right? So you're up in your 2 point cantering, then you're going to sit, then you're going to trot, look at the shoulder, post, and then fix your posting if you need to. So a lot of riding is about timing and being efficient, right? Not wasting time. And on a horse like her, who's pretty alert, often if we're slow, they get distracted in thinking about other things. Okay, so then we lose their attention. My horse is like that too. His attention span is very small, very short. And as long as I keep him busy, he will do anything for me. He's very happy to go to work. But if I lose his attention, he gets frustrated and he starts acting up. Okay, Neo, let's go on the left rein now. And we're going to do the same thing with a few trot walk transitions where I want you checking and on top of the posting diagonal right away. Then we'll do our canter work, same process, right? 2 point, sit, trot, check, and then post. Okay, so first of all, you're starting in your working trot on this left rein. Working trot, little more energy needed.
Can I make it a little wider? Yeah.
She's cheating her corner there, Neo. Get her over to the wall. So walk, Neo, and we're gonna do that trot again because she's trotting like an old school horse here, and she is not an old school horse, okay? Walk, walk, and now trot forward with energy. There we go. Good job. Now reins are way too long. Look how much white we have out in front of your hand there. Okay, so we missed the posting diagonal check, so we're going to do that again. Let's walk. Look up and check and trot. Good. Awesome. And canter transition. Much better keeping her on the wall that time. Good. Now, Neo, try to keep your lower legs back on her belly so you're not kicking your feet out on her shoulders. Lower legs back. Look down at your knees and see if you can see your feet. If you can see your feet, they're too far forward. Make those feet disappear. Better, Neo, and oh, whoops, a little close. I couldn't see from my angle. The lower leg is still a little far forward. Make sure you cannot see your toes. Okay, now 2 point. And now sit up and trot and check. And slow. Make sure you like your trot. I like this. Good, good. Ready and canter. Good. Shorten your reins and get into your 2 point. So now there's no white in front of your hands. Good. And stretch up. Make sure she's around the inside leg. Now sit up and trot and check and post. Good, Neil. Okay, walk and give her a pat. So that's something to think about. You can mentally rehearse that at home. Okay? Because it's maybe not the most exciting exercise in the world, but it's so important. It's like learning your alphabet before you start making words, okay? We need to make sure that you've got your sequence of steps right, that you're always on the correct posting diagonal. Okay, now we're going to get ready to canter on the left again, and this time you're going to canter up over the line of poles in 2 point, right where I am now. So this whole line you'll be in 2 point, keeping her really straight. And then on the next long side, I want you to trot transition, sitting up, checking your posting diagonal, and then trotting part of the long side with a nice rhythm. Then before the corner, you're going to ask for the canter again and come do your poles again. Okay, so right where you are now, you'd be cantering. Now you would ask her to trot. Get your posting diagonal. Now you're going to trot, 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 trot down towards K. And then you would ask for the canter again and canter up over your poles.
Yeah.
Is that confusing or did that make sense?
Let's get the ground around on both sides.
Okay.
You know, like run to that. Just come down.
So between, do you see the letter H? Between H and K, you're going to be trotting. At K, you're going to be cantering, and then you're cantering the line of poles to H. And then be trotting all the way to K, and then be cantering around to H. Okay, so you're basically doing a big oval where that section is going to be in trot. 2 point and canter over the poles, yeah.
But still, because he wasn't going to do it. He wasn't going to jump it. Well, he was.
Oh, something's missing here, Neo. So let's go back to walk and start from there again. Make sure you're focused. You're in your competitive brain. Okay? Each exercise is a matter of preparation and getting it done when you ask.
Yeah.
Good. Reins are a little bit long. Canter whenever you're... maybe just trot down to K and then you can practice getting the canter there. Is this your best trot that you're going to get the canter out of easily? And canter. Good for you. Well done. Look at your poles. Short reins. Good. Good. Keep the canter. And then your trot portion. Good job. Nice.
It was super
Now trot early, Neo. Just trot and circle. Circle and bend. And, whoa, steering. Circle again, Neo. We need some speed control and some bending. She's looking the wrong direction right now. There we go. Good. Now canter on your circle. Okay, so she's telling you that you don't have enough inside leg working there. Good. Circle. And now come straight down for your exercise again. And trot. Good. Now here you're organizing your trot. I love seeing you check for your posting diagonal right away. Organize, prepare. Good for you. Now slow. Good. Good, okay. Let's trot a change of direction. Trot a change of direction. We're going to do our same exercise the other way. So that canter the last time was better, right? The one before that just got too fast and she got on the wrong lead and left a stride out of the line. So reins are just a little bit long. Make sure, slow down here. Regular trot. Think about your bend as you ask for the canter. Look up, little bend. Good for you. Look for your canter pulls. Crystal's gonna walk fast. Oh, you missed them anyways. Uh-oh. Steady. Okay, back to trot because she's on the wrong lead. Trot, circle, circle. Make sure she's correctly bent and canter. Good, trot at K and keep going with your exercise. Oh. Slow the trot down, Neo. We need a more regular trot. Good. Now bend and canter. Yes, I like it. Steady and straight. Whoa. Now we're talking. Look to the right, look to the right. Good. Good, and trot transition. Slow and regular. Bend your elbows. Which way is she looking? She needs to be looking a little to the right, heading into the corner.
Did you see Chrissy?
Whoa. Good, good. Now walk and praise her, because that time she held the right lead over the pole. So walk and give her a nice pat. Good girl. Yeah. This is a challenging thing for this horse, is getting her to keep the right lead of canter when she's on the right rein, because she prefers to always canter on her left lead.
Like, thanks for telling me that 5 minutes later. Yes, Deanna, do you know how to talk to them? It's now on.
So Neo, we're going to do the exercise one more time this way, because did you feel how you were looking late, right? And then often you were kind of out and then back in. So when you're over on that wall, you need to already be looking at the center of this pole. Okay? I call it look early and don't turn early. Okay, it gives your brain long enough to figure out exactly what you need to do to get here straight. Okay? And then you're not playing catch up, going out and trying to catch up with where you should have been. Okay, so we're going to do the exercise one more time this way, with you looking at the pole when you're on the short wall over by the letter C there. Oh, let's walk again. We missed the posting diagonal sequence there. Shorter reins. Good. Shorter reins, though. I don't want to see very much white in front of you. That looks way better. And what a better turn there, Neo. Good job. Now trot a circle. Trot a circle. Look, where are you going to put it? And canter. Good for you. And trot and walk. Sit in the saddle and walk. Good. Okay, nice pat for her. Good. Much better with your eye control up there. So you can hear some of these themes that you, the rider, sort of are in charge of, right? Speed control, eye control, right? Being in track of, being on top of where you're going and how fast you're getting there. So important. Yardco. Okay, Neo, we're going to start our jumping work on the left rein. I want you to trot in over the white cross rail, and then you're going to canter down over this pole. Now, have we done any stride counting before? Like, have we counted strides in between two jumps? Yeah, okay. So I want you to count your stride. So when she lands, then the next time she takes a step forward is stride 1. Okay? So often what we'll say is land, 1, 2, 3, however many. Okay? So ready? You're going to trot forward, trot your cross rail, land, and count your canter strides to the pole. Sure, yeah. Sounds good. No, you don't need boots. That's not trotting, Neo. Holy Toledo. I said it more than once. And if you're not sure, you need to ask. Yes, you're trotting. This is a trot pole in front of the jump. Walk. Walk. Put the brain in your head there, kiddo. What do you need to do before you do anything else? We've spent half an hour on it. Perfect. Okay, start over. Good. Shorten up your reins. Look. Good job, Neo. I liked your ride there. Good. Now walk.
Just wakes up with a baby. She's like, oh yeah.
Do you know how many strides you did there?
In the United States.
Yeah. So you did, I would call it 6.5. Okay, because stride 6 was about here. And then the next stride she ended up with 3 of her legs on this side of the pole and her front leg, inside leg here. Okay, so she got kind of half the stride on one side of the pole and half on the other. So we did 6.5. So let's come again. I loved your trot in. That was perfect. Let's come again, and I want you again to count your strides. I'm going to count with you this time and make sure we're on the same sequence, same rhythm. Good start, good trot. Ready.
hung that way down there.
Land, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. So we got that exactly the same 6.5 as the time before. Now when you land this time, I want you to squeeze both legs, and let's see if we can march her forward a little bit and do a nice 6. Good correction. Look at your jump. Steady. Land, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Good 6 strides. Okay, Neo, this time you're going to count out loud as you canter down to the pole.
Right from the get-go. Pretty much. She knew.
I jumped smaller than this yesterday, Megan, and I thought I was jumping big, and then I got off, and I was like, ah, man. Perfect, Neo. Good job. Okay, walk and pat. Good girl. Okay, same again. We should get 6 strides, right? That's sort of the number that works on a nice canter rhythm and a nice straight line. So when you're ready, now walk there, Neo. Another thing I want you to get in the habit of is shortening your reins before you trot or canter, right? So that you're not trotting forward with your hands back here and then you've got to get organized. Right? Get yourself organized, make sure she's patient, and then trot forward. Good. Good, excellent. The only thing I would say, Neo, is that's an awfully long way to get around to this jump, right? You could have just cut through the middle and saved yourself all that extra room you didn't really need. So something to think about when we're jumping is efficiently getting organized for your jump. Good with your eyes. Lovely, Neo. Nicely done. Okay, walk and give her a pat and a long rein. She keeps pooping in the same spot. I feel like I'm having deja vu. Okay, I'll give her a short walk break, and I'm going to add another jump so that we have a little bounce now going into the line. Okay, Neo, we've had a good break here. Now we're going to jump into the line with a bounce. Okay, have we done bounces yet? I can't remember. No, have you done bounces before? Okay. So you know that she's going to jump and then jump without taking a stride in between. So that means you've got to have nice energy coming in your 2-point, and you're going to stay in 2-point for both jumps, okay? You don't need to sit up in the middle because she needs to jump right away again. Okay, so shorten up your reins and go ahead. So make sure this is your best trot. Three, 4, 5, 6. Good job, I love it. Okay, walk and give her a pat. So every time we do this and it's easy and happy, then we just add something else to it. So now I'm going to add the little oxer here. Do you feel comfortable to do that with a little back rail on it? Is that okay? Okay. Okay, Neo, so trot a circle and then go ahead to the exercise again. See if you can get your approach just a little bit straighter. The trot was good last time, so find that same trot again. A little more oomph here. Coming up the quarter line. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Good job, nicely done. Okay, walk and give her a pat. Good. Very nice in your position, nice rhythm. You're keeping a good balance in your 2-point and looking smooth with your hands, which is so important, right? That we don't accidentally pull back on the horse's mouth when she's jumping.
You're not going to lower that one for Neo, are you?
Ready? So you're going to do your bounces. This time, instead of going straight, you're going to do a bending line to that cross rail. Yank her up. Yeah, rude. So trotting in, cantering on a bending line to this gate cross rail. Okay, then you're going to canter around and canter over this jump. Then I want you to go back to trot. Organize your trot, make sure she's not going too fast. And then trot into your bounces. And then steady, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down the straight line. Okay, at the end of your course, this line, she may have a little more speed than she's had up till now, right? So if she feels a little speedy, land and slow down so you still get a nice 6 strides. Nope, turning the other way. Yeah, exactly. So you're jumping it on the diagonal, turning, going through your 2 corners, and then this diagonal, back to trot, and then your straight line is the last part.
But at the start there is a trot.
Yeah, trotting in. So both times you do the bounces, you're going to be trotting in. Okay, we're just doing a little course to finish, guys. Neo's gonna do the bounces, bending line to the gate, then the green box jump, and then the straight line on the quarter line again. Energy in the trot. Make sure you're looking for your gate jump. So now get a lead change, look up, good job. And now look for your green jump to find a straight line to the green jump. Good, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, back to trot, bend your knees, trotting, look up at your bounces. Slowly, slowly. Good, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job, Neo. The last line was beautiful there. She is, she's kind of springy. And she's starting to sort of understand her job better now, so she's making better choices, not kind of doing the flying squirrel so often. Good, Neo. So I think we should do it one more time and just see if we can make it a little more organized. Okay, you did a really good job for your first attempt, and your last line was beautiful. Here we needed a better trot coming in the first time. Remember, we don't need speed, we need energy, right? So energetic trot and making sure your leg is on so that she jumps better here. And then right away, through both your legs, you need to steer her to that bending line. Okay, so let's do that same course one more time. So don't go all the way around, right? Cut across the ring. You don't need that much wind-up space. Just doing our course one more time. He's coming to the gate jump next. And leg. Yes. Steer, steer. Good job. Ready, lead change. Good, keep going. Good, now organize your turn for the green box jump. Looking up. Good, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Good, trot transition. Steady. Straight. Yes, good work, sir. Big pats for Blaze and she can be all done. Really well done. Big improvement on your second course. So Neo, if we can get your flat work a little more organized, your jumping is awesome, okay? And the more organized you are in your warm-up and in the flat work phase of our lesson, the quicker we get to the jumping, the more we're able to do. I think actually that of the three of you guys, I would say that your position jumping is the best out of Ren and Leo and yourself. Okay, so I know you guys have a little competition thing going on a bit. But I think that's one area in which,
the coach said this.
that's one area in which you're the leader at this point, okay? And it doesn't mean that you're ready to jump enormous jumps yet, but what it means is that your balance and your understanding of what to do with your body over the jumps is really good, where if we can get you a bit more organized with the turns and your rein length and so on, putting the jumps up bigger is going to be an easy thing for us to do pretty quickly. Okay, so I want you to mentally rehearse your sequence of steps with checking for your posting diagonal. Okay, so that next time you're here, we don't even have to think about it, okay? Because that's something, once you know how to do it, we don't want to waste any time on it, right? I just want it to become automatic. And that's something, in order for it to become automatic, you need to train yourself. Okay, it's like posting, right? Once upon a time, you and I both couldn't post. We didn't know how. It made no sense. It was awkward and we lost our balance and we didn't know what to do. Now we don't even think about posting, right? It's probably the easiest thing we do when we're riding. And that's because we've trained our bodies and now it feels automatic. So you're going to train yourself to be checking for those posting diagonals all the time, and then it'll be something that you fix them without even realizing you're doing it. Okay? Make sense? Okay.